Hello and welcome to our Learn Java language series number 9 for the Java if-else statement. So in this tutorial, we will learn about the control flow statements using Java if and if-else statements with the help of the examples. So in programming, we use if-else statement to run a block of code among more than one alternatives. For example, assigning grades like A, B, C based on the percentage obtained by a student. So for example, we have if the percentage is above 90, assign the grade A. If the percentage is above 75, assign grade B. If the percentage is above 65, assign grade C. So that is an example of a if for the pseudocode. So now for the number 1, we have Java if-then statement. So the syntax of an if-then statement is like this one. If condition, then statement. So sa kani, condition is a Boolean expression such as age is greater than or equal to 18. So if condition evaluates to true, statements are executed. So if condition evaluates to false, statements are skipped. So in the if-then statement, the evaluation should be always true. Otherwise, if that is false, it will be skipped. So this is a working of Java if statement. So on this side, we have condition is true. So int, this is our data type, number is a variable, is equals to 10. If this condition, if this is true, then the code will execute, or this statement will execute. So otherwise, we have here the condition is false. If this expression or this number is less than 0, then if this is false, then it will go to another statement. Example for the Java if statement. So we have here our int number is equals to 10. So if number is less than 0, it will print out this line, this string. The number is negative. Otherwise, it will print out this one. So if this expression is true, then it will print out. So try to analyze for the number here. Number, or this variable is equals to 10, and this is our expression. Number is less than 0. So this is false. So this will print out. And this is the output. Statement outside if block. This one here. So in the program, number less than 0 is false. As a result, the code inside the parentheses is skipped. So na-skip siya dire. Kani. Then nag-print out siya dira. And then also we can use strings to test a condition. For example, we have our data type, and this is our variable, language, that will accept string is equals to Java. If language is equal to Java, then print out best programming language. So the output for this one is here. So if you're going to use your Java Eclipse to code, just copy this one and try to observe the syntax. Second, Java if-then else statement. The if statement executes a certain section of code if the test expression is evaluated to true. However, if the test expression is evaluated to false, it does nothing. In this case, we can use an optional else block. The statements inside the body of else block are executed if the test expression is evaluated to false. This is known as if-else statement in Java. the syntax of the if-else statement is like this one. So if condition, we have here our statement, else this one. So if this is true, this will print out. Now if this condition is true, this will print out. But if this is false, this will print out. Here, the program will do one task, code inside if block. If the condition is true, and another task, code inside else block if the condition is false, like this one, like what I have mentioned lately. So this is how the if-else statement works. And this is the condition is true. Nth number is equals to 5. Nth number is greater than 5, and the value of number is 5. So this is true. That's why this statement will execute. And this statement also will execute. How about for this condition is false? Nth number is equals to 5. And then this is the condition. If number is less than 0, and this is false. And that's why it will execute to another. If this is true, it will execute. Else, another nasad na statement. So this is an example of Java if-else statement. Nth number is equals to 10. If number is greater than 0, system.out.println, the number is positive. Else, the number is not positive. And this is the outside block, statement outside if-else block. So in this scenario, the answer for this one is this. This is true. This statement is true because of our expression. So this one here. So the output for this one is the number is positive, statement outside if-else block. So this statement also printed. So if we are going to copy this one, and we're going to open our Eclipse, for example, we will create a new class for this one. Let's go to our package, new, and then class. This time we'll have our if-else as our name. So you can name whatever you want for this one. So this is our empty class. So we are going to just copy this one, and we'll try to expand more. So from nth down to this one. Control C to copy. Then go to your Eclipse. Then just paste it here. So in this scenario, we will remove this one. Control S to save. So in this scenario, number, our variable is equals to 10. And in our first expression, number is greater than 10. And this is true. That is why this will print out. And this statement will be skipped. This one. And also this one will print out. Control S to save, right click, and run as Java application. So this statement, the number is positive, statement outside if-else block. So this is the statement outside the if-else block. So this statement will also print out. So if we are going to put -10, so it will print out the number is not positive because in this expression, this is false because number, which is 10, -10, is greater than 0, and this is false. So that's why the number is not positive will print out, and also this statement, which is statement outside if-else block. We will try to check. Control S to save, right click, and run as Java application. So the number is not positive, statement outside if-else block. So we will proceed. We will proceed to this one. Java if-else statement. In Java, we have an if-else-if ladder. So nagsumpay-sumpay da siya. Mura siya og hagdanan. That can be used to execute one block of code among multiple other blocks. For example, if this condition, if this is true, it will print out here. If this is false, and if this is false also, and this is false also, then we'll try to check here if this is true. So if these three are false, then no other choice, this will print out. Okay? And that is how the if-else statement works. Here, if statements are executed from the top towards the bottom. When the test condition is true, codes inside the body of that F block is executed, and the program control jumps outside the if-else-if ladder. If all test expressions are false, codes inside the codes inside the body of else are executed. So as I mentioned, if these are false, then no choice, this will executed. So how does it works? So in the first condition, we have here, if the first condition is true, it will execute this one here. If the second condition is true, it will execute here. If all conditions are false, this one here, and this will execute. So we'll try. We will try to copy and paste this one here. Copy. And let's go to our Eclipse to paste. We will just replace this one here. So this is an example of if-else ladder. So in this case, our variable number is equals to 0. So it will print out that the number is 0. So we'll try. Control S to save, right click and run as Java application. The number is 0. But if we are going to put 1, so expected number, so this variable is greater than a 0, and this is true. That's why this will execute. The number is positive. We'll try to run, right click and run as Java application. So in our console, the number is positive. If we are going to put -1 for this one, then Control S to save, right click and run as Java application. The number is negative. So this is false because number which is -1 is not greater than 0. This is false. And number less than 0, which is true. So that's why this output or this statement will executed in our console. And that is how the if-else-if ladder works. So now we have also the Java nested if-else statement. In Java, it is also possible to use if-else statements inside an if-else statement. So it seems like nested, or shall we say a nest of a bird, like that one. So it's called the nested if-else statements because it has if-else inside the if-else. Here, a program to find the largest of 3 numbers using the nested if-else statement. So this is an example of a nested if-else statement. So declaring double types variable, we have here our variable n1 is equals to -1.0, our variable number 2, which is 4.5, and then the variable number 3, which is -5.3, and we have also this variable, the name is largest. So these variable will accept double as the data type. So checks if number 1 is greater than or equal to n. So this is our expression. If n1 is greater than or equal to n2. So this will output. If n1 is greater than or equal to n3. So this will output. else, this will output. So as you can see, we have if here, if we have else, then inside the if else we have if else. So this is a nested if else. Then we have also here the continuation if and else. So as you can see, we have if else inside in the if else. And the output for this one is this largest number 4.5. So in the above programs, we have assigned the value of variables ourselves to make it this easier. However, in the real world applications, these values may come from user input data, log files, form submissions, and other examples. So we assigned a value ourselves to make it easier. But in the real world, if you're going to apply this one, we need the value from the input of the user, like data, logs files, and so on. So that is for the Learn Java Language series number 9 for the Java if-else statement.